Am I looking at myself or at the ground? Okay. I can't see my screen, but okay, so here's the something that is not so easy to explain. So you'll have to bear with me on it. Now we have the dude, I wish I could see. Okay, so basically we got the the Star of David. Now this makes, when you add the fourth dimension of time, it makes yourself a cube, the Zion cube. And when you divide it and separate it, and make it into a honeycomb of Zion cubes, where there is no variance, you kind of have this sort of DNA pattern here as they build up, inside of the honeycomb. Now, so with the honeycomb, basically what we're thinking, or with light, God pours out his spirit, and so we're actually this empty box, right? We're this empty box, and the image of God here, or God himself, is the spirit light, right? And so he fills each box, like, to however full he's going to fill them, and so each one has all these different gifts that he gives them, and all these different parts of his own spirit. And that's what being made in the image of God actually is. But when you deal with the Christ, what you're actually looking at is the direct mirror image of God in the flesh, and this person, and he is the only one that can enter the temple, into the Holy of Holies. So there you go. It's sort of like, the Luciferian concept or the Ascensionist concept, but it's I guess like a museum where things have gotten corrupted, or people don't really understand, or they're just reading it from books and not like hearing it directly. You know what I'm saying? So now what's scary is if this box is empty, then it's full of darkness, and that person's going to be full of all type of evil because God's gone. Or when the box is completely dark, then that's when all things about God, and it says God is love. So you can look up, and those are all the things, in the Bible, like all the things, the fruits of the Spirit, and that God is love. Those are all the things that are going to be missing from you if you go to hell, or missing from the entire area. Now, another thing that happened was that these foreign invaders came, and this was the dragon and the armies of the dragon, these foreign invaders came and assaulted the invariance of the images of God. And so they were the ones that annihilated, what was right about the world, or filled the boxes with evil. And this is why, so this is like what evil does, and it's like it's the reason why God hates something like using two different threads in a piece of cloth, two different kinds of cloth, or two different kinds of thread, because it's it's the wheat and the tares. But this is representative of the kingdom of God, okay, or the kingdom of heaven, or whatever. So as we're filled up with God's Spirit. And so, like, I don't know, like in the Luciferian example, it's like you can see easily, like, the alphas always want to place that stumbling block before the other people, the betas, and and like, so you have like these sorts of things, like, and this is what you say, that it's the anthropomorphication anthropomorphication of God, but it is totally the opposite. The spirit given physical form. So, don't quote me on that though.